At the time, I was hurt, wondering why you couldn't just respond. But now, in hindsight, I see it as the universe's way of pushing me to find my own peace, my own space, and realize that maybe I was depending on your validation too much. I never thought I'd say this, but those unanswered texts were exactly what I needed to learn how to be independent, to stop seeking constant reassurance, and to start finding my worth within myself. I used to feel abandoned every time you ignored my texts, but now I see that it was the best thing for me. It taught me resilience, patience, and most importantly, how to rely on myself. In the silence of your unread messages, I discovered my own voice, and in that space, I grew stronger than I ever could have imagined. I'm no longer seeking answers from you because I've learned to answer my own questions. It took me a while to understand, but your silence was a gift. It allowed me to realize that I don't need constant communication or validation to know my worth. The space gave me clarity I didn't know I needed. At first, I wanted to beg you to answer, to get some kind of response, but now I see it as the universe's way of giving me the space to grow, heal, and move forward without waiting for anyone's approval. I never thought I'd be grateful for your lack of response, but here I am, acknowledging that it was the wake-up call I needed to stop chasing people who don't show up for me. You ignoring my texts felt like rejection at first, but over time, I began to realize it wasn't rejection. It was a blessing in disguise, helping me rediscover my own strength and independence. Every time you ignored my messages, I thought it was a sign of indifference. Now, I see it was a sign from the universe pushing me to start seeking external validation and to trust myself more. The more you ignored me, the more I learned to love myself. And now, I can confidently say that I'm thankful for every moment of silence between us, because it taught me to never depend on anyone else for my happiness. At the time, I felt abandoned, but now I realize that the distance between us gave me the space to heal, to grow, and to understand that I am worthy, regardless of whether or not you acknowledge me. In your silence, I found my voice. In your absence, I found my strength. You ignoring my texts was the best thing that could have happened to me, even though it didn't feel like it at the time. It's funny how the things that hurt the most at first often turn out to be the things we need the most. Your ignoring my texts helped me break free from the need for constant validation and rediscover my own worth. I never thought I'd be grateful for being ignored, but now I see that it was the universe's way of helping me realize that my happiness isn't dependent on anyone else's response. The space between us, created by your silence, helped me reflect on my own needs, desires, and goals. It made me realize that I deserve more than I was settling for in the past. It took me a while to understand, but your ignoring me gave me the gift of learning how to stand on my own, how to be content with who I am without needing anyone else to complete me. At first, it felt like rejection, but in reality, it was a sign that I needed to stop seeking approval from someone who wasn't valuing me the way I deserve to be valued. You ignoring my texts made me realize that sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is step away from toxic energy, even if it's wrapped in silence. It's a lesson I'll never forget. I thought your silence was a punishment, but now I see it was a gift. It gave me the opportunity to focus on my own growth, my own journey, and to finally break free from unhealthy patterns. It's amazing how, in the absence of your words, I found the strength to create my own narrative. Your silence was the space I needed to redefine myself and find peace within. Sometimes, the greatest lessons come from the things we least expect. Your ignoring my texts pushed me to find clarity, self-love, and strength that I didn't even know I had. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm grateful for your silence. It gave me the time I needed to heal, grow, and realize that I don't need anyone's approval to feel complete. The more you ignored me, the more I learned to appreciate my own company. It was as if the universe was telling me that I am enough just as I am. Every ignored message felt like a knife in the heart, but now I understand that it was the universe's way of helping me break free from dependence on others for my happiness. Your silence became the space in which I found myself again. It's funny how something that felt like abandonment became the catalyst for my personal growth.